So in this part of the training, I want to talk about access control and access control types. So first, I want to define what the access control is. So an access control can be anything or any measure, technique, or mechanism you use in order to prevent unauthorized agents, users, or anything that is not authorized to access your information. Access control types can fall under these three categories: administrative, technical, and physical controls. Administrative controls can be policies, procedures, regulations, standards, training, security awareness, employee check background. So everything that is under papers or procedures or think about anything like that. So it's gonna be under the administrative control. Technical controls can be passwords, antiviruses, malware detection systems, anything that is related to technical or technological, that's going to be under technical controls. And the physical controls can be anything that can prevent a person to access the building. So in this case, it can be a window, a fence, a lock, a gate, anything that can prevent physically to any building or any place. So these are the three categories that we're going to have in order to talk about access control types. So we already reviewed the access control types, but we have some additional things to talk. In this case are the access control categories. Access control categories. So we talked in the previous slide that we had access control types. So we had the administrative, technical, and physical access control types. But we additionally have access control categories. So the different types, administrative, logical, and physical access control types, they have many categories. So any of these types can have preventive, detective, corrective, and recovery, deterrent, and compensated access control types. So we're going to talk more about this. Preventing access control. Prevent means prevent something from occurring. So that's the goal of this category. So prevent somebody or anything to do any action. So in this scenario, I just want to give you three different examples about preventive access category or control. So physical, it can be a guard, a dog, a fence, a lock, a man trap, or a swipe card. And if you think about administrative access control, it can be policies and procedures, security awareness, pre-employment background checks. And logical, this can be passwords, biometric, smart cards, encryption, and antiviruses. So this is going to prevent anything, any unauthorized agent to do any action on your system. So that's the goal of preventive access control. And detective access controls are being used in order to detect if an attack is being carried out or any malicious activity is being done. So if you think about an attack, an IDS can detect an attack. A camera or CCTV can detect if your building has been robbed by somebody, or any building alarm. So if any breaks the window or any breaks the window of your car, the alarm is gonna fire off. So this is gonna alert you, and this is gonna detect that an incident is being carried out. Recovery access controls. Think about the recovery access controls about anything that you can do after any incident happen, any attack happen. So if you had a virus attack in your server and your Windows machine got infected by the server and you can do anything. So one of the things that you can just do is to reinstall the OS. This can be a recovery stuff. Or if you need to restore your data from a backup, this can be a recovery access control. So anything that you can do after the incident happened is under the recovery access control category. And we have the corrective access control category. This is used to reverse the impact of an error or incident or any unauthorized action done by somebody. So think about the corrective access control for antiviruses, security guards, or IPS. So if you get attacked in your network and you need to stop the attack, so you can use the IPS to do it. So this is the reason why this can fall under the corrective access control category. The deterrent access control. This is used to deter users from doing or performing any action. So what about if you have a be aware dog sign in your house or a fine for speeding to drivers? So you're alerting these people, the bad people or the drivers, from doing something wrong. So you don't want any person getting into your house. So that's the reason why you need to, or you can use the sign of be aware dog. So you're trying to avoid that the person gets in your house. So that's the psychological thing that happens in the bad person. So you're trying to you think about is it good to do it or it's worthy to do it. So if there's a dog and you get bite by the dog or anything like that. So that's the reason why it is called a deterrent access control. And we have the compensating access controls. These are deployed to provide various options to existing controls to help them in the enforcement of access controls. So think about this example. What if you want to have a dog in order to try to detect if someone is trying to break in your house? But what if you cannot have the dog? So you need to look for something else with the same functionality. So you can use a motion detector to do the same stuff. So anything that can compensate the same functionality of other can be under the compensated access control. Well, now I want to give you an exam tip for this topic that we're seeing. So do not try to memorize the concept itself. So try to put it in a context. So think about a firewall, think about a security guard, be aware dog sign, or a security camera. So if you think about a security guard, so think about what the security guard can do in your environment. So what security measures you can have with the security guard. So think about that the security guard can be preventive, can be deterrent, it can be corrective. So at the same time, you need to think about all the things that the security guard can do for you